What is happening, YouTube and Weight Loss Warriors? It's your boy, C Dub, and I'm here live. I don't know what was going on there. I was trying to get on exactly at 8, but YouTube was like loading, and it wouldn't quite let me in. But I'm here now, only a minute late on the stream. I apologize for the inconvenience. I wanted to let you guys know what's happening today. Just getting a few things straight here next to me. I hope everybody is doing well. I want to be able to grab you guys' questions today, but I want to talk also a little bit about a weight loss strategy, a weight loss plan, kind of break it down step by step as to what you can do to put yourself in a situation where you're, losing weight and doing the good stuff. So let me hop right into that. As you guys can trickle in, you hop in, go ahead and say hi, and ask me any questions you got, have any comments you have, whatever the case may be. I'll be more than willing to answer them. But I wanted to get into it real quick. And basically, I wanted to, hey, boss lady, it's good that you guys were waiting. And of course, Rose, good to see you guys. So I wanted to break this down in a kind of a manner of what do you do when you want to get started, and you can hop in anywhere along this journey that you're currently at, which is, hey, Rose, which is good for you. But I wanted to kind of break it down. So how do you get started if you want to wake up tomorrow and get into intermittent fasting? Hey, losing weight over 50, it's good to see you. And hey, Spivey, it's good to see you too. All the way from Wales, thank you for joining me. Remember, hey, Keto Odyssey, it's good to see you too. You guys, make sure you smash that like button for me so that this gives out to more people's profile that don't have me with a ring notification, and it'll put it out to more people later too, which is a good thing. We all want that to happen for us. I appreciate it. And remember, if you do feel inclined, that Super Chat is available tonight. I got that up. It's on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, not putting any pressure on you. I appreciate anything. If not, it's all good. But when we're talking about this diet plan, the best thing to do is start with 12 hours of fasting and 12 hours of eating, and using 12 of your, in that 12 hours of not eating, using an 8 hours of that as your sleep. And so I think that's the first step. And I think you can do that for a week. And then I think it's to cut food out and shorten your window. And when I say cut food out, I don't mean major amounts of food. Anybody that knows anything about my situation, I didn't cut any food out. But what I mean by it is stop drinking calories. Maybe make that week 2. So you're on a 12 and 12 split. You stop drinking calories. So no more drinking sodas and all that kind of stuff in or out of your window. Cut all calories out of your fluids. Water has no calories in it. Stick to water if you can't do any better. Just get through that process. And when you get used to that, shorten yourself down to a 16-hour window. When you get going in the 16-hour window, do the 16-hour window for maybe 2 weeks. As you get that 16-hour window down, after 2 weeks, do 16 with 2 meals, one in the beginning and then one at the end. And so no snack in between. So you're eating at noon and you're eating at 8, or you're eating at 10 and you're eating at 6. And that is it. There's no in between. And if you can do that, then you're rolling your way towards shrinking that window and maybe eating that meal at noon and at 6, and then maybe 2 and 6. And 2 and 6, you can hang out there for a month, and then you drop it down to 1 meal. And so 2 months into your journey, you're down to 1 meal a day. I think the entire time that you're going through that, you're going to be losing lots of weight, and you're going to start feeling better. Once you get down to 1 meal and you have that down, the next thing to do, I think, is wait until you plateau. When you hit a plateau, and for a plateau, I don't mean 1 week of not losing weight. I mean, like, if you've plateaued for 3 or more weeks, then we go into the 48-hour fast once a week. You hit that 48-hour fast once a week, and you are golden. The weight will start going again. And now you're probably 6-8 months into your journey, and you start skipping 1 day a week, like Mondays you don't eat at all. And then you can start walking or going to the gym and lifting weights or finding some kind of cardio that you want to do. So I think that that's a good way to get started. A good way. I wanted to hop in and make sure, you guys had an idea kind of what was going on there. But let me go head over here to the chat real quick and say, oh, from Washington, Linwood, Washington. That's pretty far, other side of the coast. And you absolutely can have ice cream. Boss lady, I mean, in your 1 meal, go ahead and if you want to have ice cream. If you're doing keto, obviously you can't have ice cream, but you can even do keto for 28 days of the month and then 2 days of the month get off of keto and you'll be fine. And so you can have ice cream on those 2 days. So don't get you can't have ice cream. As a matter of fact, I had ice cream yesterday, I believe. I might have had it 2 days ago, but I had it this week. So you can have it. You can still lose weight. I ate ice cream. I never stopped throughout the whole course of my weight loss. But of course, if you're doing keto, obviously you can't. But again, keto 30 days a month is going to be just fine. You're still going to be able to lose the weight. I just wouldn't weigh yourself the day after you have the ice cream because you're going to immediately, that sugar and stuff, when it's reintroduced to your body, it's going to hold on to all your weight. Because it's holding on to all your weight, that's going to put a little hurting on you. So, and Rose, thanks for saying I look handsome. I try, I really do. No, I'm kidding. Hey, look, it's nice to hear, Rose, because I'm going to tell you what, when I was, I met my wife overweight, but I think she's the only person who should say I was handsome. So, I do get it a little more now than I used to. But it was tough for a long time because I don't know a lot of people saw it that way. But you're just diving in cold turkey. I think you can do that too. Look, I started 16. I didn't go in 12 hours. I started 16 and I adjusted really quickly to OMAD. But there are people that struggle, and there are a lot of people that are addicted to food, and a lot of people have real issues that make it hard to fast for that good 12-hour period of time, just to get to 12. So I think that you can definitely, no doubt about it, go in cold turkey. But it is going to be a harder road. That does not necessarily mean it's a worse road. Sometimes a harder road's a better road, so I think it's okay. And going down in Florida, definitely good stuff there. Are you down near Disneyland? So what's happening, Randy? It's good to see you. Hey, OMAD Caroline, did you catch my last video? Because I definitely talked about you and I linked you too. So I don't know if you saw it, but go back and check it out if you didn't, because I don't remember you being in the comments of that one. Unusual for you. So, okay, you did see it. Good. And guys, my last video, that OMAD Caroline right there is the one that I was talking about. So if you saw that video and at the end of this, you want to know where to find her, click on her name right there and you can see her channel. And she's got all kinds of, you did comment. I am so sorry. My brain didn't see it, I guess. I don't know. But I will definitely go check her out. And I think that all the things that I talk about, let me say hi to Lloyd real quick. Lloyd, my homie, man. Lloyd, tell everybody 94 pounds, I do believe, is where Lloyd's at. And I want to start a running total just to let you guys know of Weight Loss Warriors. And what I want to do is I want to get you and I want to get how much weight you lost. And I want to put a running total of everybody's weight on the videos. I think that would be cool. Like update it every week and you guys can write me in the comments how much weight you've lost. And I can make a spreadsheet and put each person's name down. And then we can have an overall goal of maybe 100,000 pounds for the Weight Loss Warriors to lose. I think that would be dope. And then, we can have a 100-pound club and whatever we want to do from there. But I want to make it so that everybody, is encouraging each other and helping out and want to get on that list. I think it would be cool. But what I was saying is a lot of things I talk about that I went through in my journey, you get to see Caroline go through live, which is really cool because my journey's already happened. So I'm telling you, which is great. I'm a great source of information. I'm a great source to help you through your OMAD journey. But you want to know what I'm saying is true, you can go to her channel and watch her go through it, because this is somebody that was still eating fast food when she started her journey. This is somebody that didn't have really an idea of which direction she wanted to go with it. And she was talking about how it was probably in her mind to just be a short-term diet to get some weight off and all of these things. And now she's talking about doing OMAD for life. She's gotten herself off of a lot of the bad foods and she still eats what she wants. And occasionally, I think Mondays is her day where she eats, a little bit wild, but it's a good thing that she's starting to crave the good foods. All the different things that I say you're going to go through in the course of your journey, she's going through them. So it's really cool to watch me talk about it and then see her do it. So check her channel out. Good peeps. And when you check her channel out, click on her very first video and then click on her most recent video so you can see how different she's a totally different person. Lost nearly 50 pounds. She's doing great. So I'm glad you found her, losing weight over 50. I just found her today. So I'm making new connections there. And Norma, it's good to see you from Cali. My wife's got some family in California. We haven't gotten out to visit them, but we like to. We like to. We are going to get to Vegas this year, my wife and I, and my boys. We're going to go to Vegas. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be in Vegas in July. Yes, we're going to be in Vegas in July of this year. And what's cool about that is we've already got a plan. We've already got a place. We've got everything ready to go. It's live and ready to roll. But when I get there, I've already talked to Reggie from Reg Edited. If you don't know who she is, go check her channel out when we get off here. Reg Edited is amazing. She pops in occasionally on my lives. So Reg Edited and I are going to sit down and be able to do a collaboration beside each other for the first time ever. I don't know if we're going to go out and eat together an OMAD meal, if we're going to hang out, if we're going to do a live sit here for Reg and I, but that'll be down the line this summer. It'd be really, really cool to sit in person with Reg Edited and hang out with her. So now the people are trickling in. I got 20. Good job, guys. Hey, the 20 that are here, hit that thumbs up, peeps. Help me out. Help me out. Caroline, you said you were laughing so hard. You kept coaching me to get off fast food. I was like, never. Hey, look, no, you know, fast food is delicious. I'm not going to lie. I can still take, I haven't had fast food in 9 years. I don't know if you guys know the story behind that, but I quit when my son was 1. I was eating some fast food on my way to visit my mom for Thanksgiving, and I got sick and I missed Thanksgiving dinner. And I said, this just isn't right. And I stopped. Now I was still obese, and I still was obese for 8 years, 7 years after that, but I stopped going, and I still miss a McDonald's chicken nugget. I'm not even going to lie. McDonald's French fries, a double with cheese at Wendy's. I mean, these are just some of the things that I absolutely still to this day can taste. A Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Are you kidding me? But I haven't had them in 9 years, and it's okay. You know, I'm used to not having them. But even with the junk food like Doritos and Oreos and just the stuff that, you know, we shouldn't have, but we do have, and we have it when we're bored and whatever else. Like, I was still eating all of that and losing weight in the beginning. And then it just kind of became like, okay, I don't need that anymore. And I started to move away from it, Nomad, not even intentionally thinking about it, you know? And there are still times to this day when I start to think, you know, maybe I should get completely away and be more strict and try to get shredded. And then I'm like, you're 40 years old, you know, why get all diesel, you know? Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. But I do think I could if I needed to, and maybe losing an extra couple pounds would be cool. So as you guys are also trickling in, make sure you hit a question if you got them. This is the perfect time to ask me anything, and I'll be able to hit you up with an answer right here on whatever's going. I did read something on Reddit I wanted to address in a second. I thought it'd be helpful, but let me catch back up with the chat. Thank you for subscribing to Caroline. She's not going to let you down. Her journey is amazing. From South Carolina. Yeah. Hey, you're close. You're close to me. I'm in Virginia, and I'm in Southern Virginia. So South Carolina isn't too far. Yeah, July of next year, 2020, I will be in Vegas with Reg Edited and maybe some other Vegas people too. I'm looking at a couple other, you know, opportunities maybe down there to do a collaboration. I'm talking to a few other YouTubers now too about doing a collaboration. So, you know, bringing them on. I've got at least one success story I'm working on that'll probably be filmed in October. And she does keto. I don't know if you ever heard of her big channel, Countless Carbs, I believe is her name, but she wants to come on and talk about her success through OMAD and intermittent fasting. And then I've got a collaboration with Jasmine, I think is her name, which is also an OMAD YouTuber. She just did a 14-day fast. And then I've got the Fasting Fat Man probably to bring back in the next month or so. And Chris from A Healthy Alternative would like to come on. I do believe Danny from Countless Calisthenics also wants to come on. So got a lot of people that want to pop on the channel. And I like, you know, having them on so you guys can get a good idea of some other methods out there, some other ways to be able to get it done. So, you know, you don't think I could get shredded? Oh, come on, man. I'm pretty diesel. No, I'm kidding. You know, you get Hey, I did get a marriage proposal, and ironically, if you didn't see that in the comments, I mentioned my wife, and they said that they would like to marry her too. So, yeah, interesting stuff. So, not thinking I'm into that, but hey, I appreciate the offer. But, anyways, um, I think that uh, being able to change yourself the way that Caroline has is amazing. So let me hit this Reddit post and tell you guys what I saw, because I think it's something that you guys can use to get yourself into, because you're going to run into these things if you're in the middle of your journey or the beginning of your journey. So this person said that they were doing OMAD. It was a female, and she said she had come home from a hard day of work, and her boyfriend came home with a dozen donuts and set the donuts down, her favorite kind of donuts. And she said to him, "Hey, I don't want anything to do with that." And then he got mad at her and was like, "Come on, one donut isn't going to, mess with your progress." And he was like, "You're too serious about this." And she was like, "He's not understanding." And she was lost at what to do. And then she said that her family, her immediate family, mom, dad, brothers, and sisters, are all telling her that OMAD's unhealthy and that she's not doing the right thing. And they're telling her that the science is fake, and she's frustrated and doesn't know what to do. And I think that that happens to a lot of people that are starting this journey. By the way, my uncle just popped in. If you want to say hi to my uncle, Uncle Tom, right over there. So, anyways, so when this journey happens, I think a lot of people have this social situation that their loved ones are not understanding, their spouses or boyfriend, girlfriends aren't understanding, and it gets very tricky. But what I would say is, if this happens to you, let's say they come in there and they say, "Here's a donut," and it's not in your window and you don't want to eat it, or maybe you've switched to keto. If you're eating donuts still, then it's really easy to say to them, "Hey, listen, I appreciate the donut. I cannot wait to eat it. I'll eat it at such and such time tomorrow when my window opens, or later on tonight when my window opens." And it's really that easy. I think a lot of times they may not understand or agree with you. They'll be like, "What?" But at least you weren't like, "Oh, no, I can't do that anymore." And then you offend them. And then if you do something like keto where you can't have this donut and it is a problem, you've got to be able to explain that to them. And if they're not supportive of you in that situation, you've got to start questioning your relationship with them. And I mean, that's just the way that it is. You need to have people that are supporting you, people that are on your team. And when people don't understand the science, there's plenty of videos. I've done videos on the science of OMAD. There's several other people that have done videos on the science of OMAD. You can look any of them up. You can even go to doctors that have done the science of OMAD and sit them down and make them watch a 5 or 10-minute video explaining what the science is, or learn the science to a point where you're comfortable talking about it. I know a lot of people know it, but then they feel like they're going to get a hiccup talking about it, and then somebody's going to question them. But once people start to see your results, they will stop bothering you about it. They will more and more of them will come after you for more questions. So I'm going to hit the chat, and then I'm going to tell you about a coworker and what's been going on with her in a second as well. So let me see what's going on here. Is anybody else buffering? I hope it's not. I hope everybody's getting a good stream here. Have you ever had cheat days in the beginning of your journey? Okay, so that's a good question. Here's what I'm going to say about that. I never restricted foods in my OMAD window, so I never felt like I needed a cheat day. If I want to have pizza, I have pizza. Matter of fact, my wife is doing yoga on a yoga retreat this weekend, and it's the boys and I tomorrow. More than likely, I'm going to guess we're going to probably do pizza. We might go somewhere else. I know they're a big fan of Golden Corral, which does intimidate me a little bit. That's a lot of food and a lot of bad stuff, but I don't restrict any of that. So I can easily go and eat whatever I want. So that leads me to not have a cheat day. With that said, I've always only eaten one meal. Since I have started, the only time I wavered off of one meal was after my knee replacement. The doctor put me on medicine, and I had to take a dose of the medicine at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was throwing up every time I took it on an empty stomach. So I ate one granola bar at 10, and then I ate my regular meal, and that was it. That's the only time, and that was 14-day period of time. And that was the only time in the 11 months that I ever ate outside of my OMAD window. Now, with that said, there have been plenty of people that have lost weight and only done OMAD 5 times a week, 6 times a week. We reference back to 6 Miles from Supper and her journey and the fact that she takes Sundays completely off. And if she wants to eat breakfast, she eats breakfast. And that doesn't mean she always eats breakfast, but whatever. And she's also never restricted to food. And she lost 80 pounds and looks amazing. So you absolutely 100% can take a cheat day, and you shouldn't feel bad about it. Bottom line is you want a weekly calorie deficit. And if you're on a weekly calorie deficit, you're good to go. So I hope that answered your question. From my first victim. Yeah, hey, look, what Tom's saying there, guys, and I don't know if he's still hanging around, but Tom came to me while I had that knee surgery, and he was like, you're looking like you did a great job. You're looking like you lost a lot of weight. And I told him all about intermittent fasting, and now he has been on it for over a year. Tom started in April, I want to say. Tom started in April of 2018, and his blood work's amazing. If you want to tell him about it, Tom, tell him how much weight you've lost. Pant sizes went down. His neck size went down. He's feeling better. Blood work looks great. And if he feels like telling you his age, he can tell you his age too. But he's done an amazing job. So he is my first victim. He's the first one that I helped. But I want to help a lot more. And I think you guys drop me a comment on what you think. Do you think it would be cool to have a running tab on how much weight the Weight Loss Warrior family has lost? I think it would be really cool. Try to get to 100,000 pounds, man. I think we could do it. I think we could get to 100,000 pounds. Okay, so yours. Do you have any medical challenges, diabetes, high blood pressure? Okay, I had high blood pressure pretty much my whole life. When I was 16 years old, my blood pressure at school, it was taken by my teacher at school for a lab. And that day at school, my blood pressure was 170 over 110. And she told me to go to the doctor immediately. I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, you're going to die before you're 30. And so I lost some weight. That was the first initial time I lost weight. I did it on a low-fat diet. I started amping my wrestling up. I got myself in shape. It's before my injury and before my regain of all my weight. But once I regained my weight, I've had high blood pressure ever since. And it never crept up over 100. But my second number was in the high 90s my entire adult life. Right now, it's 110 over 62, I think, the last time I went to the doctor. So I completely cured my high blood pressure, as well as fixed all the insulin resistance and everything else. I've been called pre-diabetic. I've never been called diabetic. So, and now all of that's out the window. I'm doing just fine. So good question. I hope that answered your question, boss lady. As I move down to the next one, make sure you guys, just since now we're up to 29, I know some of you weren't here in the beginning, Super Chat is available if you want to hit that up. And then let me go to this next one. Hey, sometimes after sitting down for OMAD, about 1,000 calories, I get sleepy. Should I eat slower or for over a few hours? Now, listen, this is going to happen for a couple of different reasons. This is a really good question. So you sit down, you haven't ate all day, you're full of energy, you start eating food, and then all of a sudden you're getting tired. Okay. So if you are eating carb-based food, you're switching your body from fat to sugar. Your body is immediately going to switch the fuel it's running on. And so this is what a lot of keto people push on a lot of non-keto people. And there is some truth to the fact that you're switching. Now, you'll probably get over it. You can tell me that the tiredness, probably after an hour, it starts to maybe dissipate a little bit after you've eaten, because then your body is really used to running on sugar, and then you should be good until you go to sleep at night. But there is an adjustment, because your body is running on two different sources of fuel. And the one thing I'll say that I think the keto people miss, for me in general, is now my body switches back and forth without a problem. But if I overeat, I will still get sleepy. So if I sat down and I ate way too much food for this one meal, now my body has an influx of sugar. It will instantly say, hey, whoa, and it'll make me tired. And I think that's just part of it. I do think that'll go away. I don't know how long you've been doing OMAD. You said you're pretty new to it. I do think that'll go away in a month or two, and your body will be trained to move back and forth between sugar and fat. And once your body's moving back and forth between sugar and fat, the rest is history. You are going to be able to lose weight. You're going to be able to do all kinds of cool things. And you don't get insulin resistant anymore because you're shifting easy. It's just an amazing place to be. So I think you're on the right track, but I do think you will get over being tired soon. So, all right, thanks. You're on a 16.8 and you're trying to get to OMAD. Okay, here's the thing. I think that's fine. How long have you been doing a 16.8? If you can drop me that information, that'd be cool. But I think that we've had a lot of people talk about it, and OMAD, some people it takes a couple of months to adjust to. So I think the 16.8 is fine. What I would say is if you're really serious about trying to get to OMAD, what I think you should do is back on the 16.8, you should back off on the 16 as long as you can without feeling it too much. So tomorrow, if you're normally eating, let's just say 10 and 6 is your 2 times you're eating. Let's say you take that 10 and tomorrow and try to make it 10:30 and just see if you can. And if you're not feeling bad, try to push it to 11. And as you go, you can shrink that thing down to where you can get to OMAD. And once you get to that 20 and 4, you're good to go. The one bit, I said it earlier in the video, I want to make sure you understand it now too, is the mistake that people make intermittent fasting is they think they can snack for 8 hours. They think they can have a meal at 10, they can snack all day, and they can have dinner and they're still okay. And you really want to avoid that middle snack. I'm not saying snack foods, but I'm saying eating in between meals isn't a good thing. So if you're going to eat at 10, you're eating again at 6, and you can push that window to 11 and you're eating again at 6, and then 12 and you're eating again at 6. And each time you do that, it gets those two closer together and it gets you further away from your last meal the night before. And eventually that leads you to where you're in that 20 and 4 range. And from 20 and 4, it's easy to switch to OMAD. And then you do OMAD for a long period of time. It's easy to add in that 48-hour fast to make yourself really kick into that weight burning mode. So 68 and a half years old, my Uncle Tom. So there you go. He told you how old he was. I wasn't going to put him out there like that. But he's lost weight. He's improved his health. All of his blood work are better, all because of intermittent fasting, all because he opened up his mind and he didn't close it. And, there are so many people, I've told you, my dad's benefited from it. There's so many people that do benefit from it. And you just have to open up your mind to it. And one more quick thing back to the coworker. She'd asked me about weight loss and she'd asked me about how I did it. And I said intermittent fasting last year. She came to me this year and she wanted some advice on how to get going. I explained it. She came to me and said that she was starting a 16 and 8 and she was cruising on her little 16 and 8. And I saw her a couple of weeks later and she said that she was frustrated because she's only lost 3 pounds in 3 weeks and that's not good enough. Well, I want to tell you guys, she's probably 5'4" and 130 pounds and her goal is 120 pounds. So this is a small woman. And she's lost 3 pounds. She's down to 127 and she's frustrated at intermittent fasting. And then I saw her today and she said she thinks she's going to quit because she's 6 weeks in and 5 pounds down. And it was just too hard for her. And I was like, oh my God, like there are so many people that have just a false understanding of where their weight should be in reality. They get caught up in Instagram and they get caught up in this world of fitness models and people that are in the gym every day and these people that are super well fit, and they get this idea in their head that has to be them. And in reality, she looks great and she doesn't need to do any more. But if she wanted to get to 120, that's fine. But losing 5 pounds when you don't have a lot of room, when your BMI is already way normal, you're probably on the low end of normal, and you're doing great is an amazing thing. And not only is intermittent fasting working, this is what I try to explain to her. You're 5 pounds later and you're more healthy now than you were 5 weeks ago when you started or 6 weeks ago, whenever it was. You're now getting all these great benefits that are going to extend your life. And all she could hear was, I haven't lost the rest of my weight. And it didn't happen fast enough. So I want to give you guys a little warning there that you don't want to be that person, And so the chat's moving a little quick. So let me go up and make sure I check it out. Husband's been doing 16.8 for 9 weeks. He's thinking about moving to 20 and 4. There you go, Caroline. He's going to be at OMAD soon. and the two of you are going to be skinny, and everybody's going to want to know what's okay. What kind of measured up if I was doing F at a 40% deficit, but I forgot to factor in my activity level, so I was doing like a 60% deficit. Should I keep going? I'm not hungry or anything. Okay, here's the thing. 08 dark. I think that I wouldn't even worry that much about your deficit. I would just go ahead and eat your one meal. Okay. Don't, or 16.8, did you say you were on? I don't see it again. You just said if. So eat your meals. Don't worry about the deficit that much. Don't underdo it. Just go in and have a good meal. But if you really feel like your deficit is too much and you're going to affect your metabolism and you're exercising and being active, which it seems like you are, maybe add a protein shake in there. You can easily grab one of those, eat it with your meal or your two meals, just not in between. Take it either early or late. Take it right after you work out if you're lifting weights, and I think you'll be fine. Thank you. You're adjusting your macros. You're on your third week. Yeah, no, stress and boredom eating is the number one thing, you know. You wish you were the coworker. She was good. Yeah, no, I hear you. Sometimes I don't understand people's thought process and that kind of thing. And I think it really honestly comes, you know, it used to be movie stars in the movies, but I think it comes from Instagram. I mean, how many of you turn on Instagram and just see all these fake people? It makes people think that the whole world is fake. And they don't open up their eyes and look around and walk into a water park and see how many people aren't like those Instagram people. Just look at your job and look at all your coworkers. You know, nobody looks like that, but yet we've got this perception that we have to look like that. And that's why I said at 40 years old, I don't think I need to get shredded because I don't, who am I trying to impress? I'm married with children, you know? A couple of people haven't seen you in a while said you look younger. Hey, no, you do look younger. You and my dad both. I don't know if you've seen my dad lately, Tom, but he's looking great too. It's amazing that you guys are doing such a good job, man. You've only been on for a couple of weeks, 12 and 8. Look at your advice to eating 2 meals per day. In a couple of days, you've gone, okay, yeah, no, 2 meals is fine. Just spread them out and don't snack in between. That is the key. And then continue to try to shrink those windows. And if you get down to OMAD, I think you'll be golden. What is your best method of working out daily at 360 pounds? Okay, Miguel, this is it right here. I'm being honest. At 360, the best workout you can do is to walk. Not being funny, I did walking. Walking has helped me out 1,000,000,000, billion, trillion %. I think that if you could walk, I don't know how many steps you're doing now, but if you could get up to 2,500 for a couple of weeks and then get up to 5,000, eventually start working your way to 10 and set a goal for 3 months from now to get to 10,000 steps. And then once you get to 10,000, maintain it. I think you'll be golden, Miguel. And I think that the weight will start to come off, especially if you're doing intermittent fasting, and then get going. Now, when your weight gets much lower, you can lift more. You can even lift now. But I know at 310, I wasn't feeling good. I'm sure you're not feeling good. So just get moving a little bit. You know, I think that'll help. You did OMAD in 78 and lost 70 pounds, and you went back up. Yeah, no, I mean, look, OMAD is amazing. And 75 pounds in 5 months is super amazing, Eric. You know, I think, and it's also great because you said you increased your chest there and, you know, decreased your waist. That is always huge. You know, you want to get rid of the fat around your waist. It's just bad fat, you know. It also shows you kind of how your organs are too. Your waist goes in line with your organ fat. So keep that in mind too. You know, that's the fat you want to get rid of the most. No doubt about it. Unless you have sleep apnea, you really want to get rid of that. Fat in the throat. That's no good. Did I miss your question? I'm so sorry. Can you drop the question again? Let me see back if I can go back up. I can do. I did not see your question at all. Okay. What time do you have your meal every day? Okay. What time I have my meal is I normally eat during the week. I'd say between 4 and 5 because we have jiu-jitsu at 5:30. So I've got to get my boys off to jiu-jitsu. So, you know, that's generally when I'm going to eat, but it could be 5 to 6, especially on a weekend. And, you know, if it gets any later than 6, I'm probably going to fast for the day. You know, I definitely won't eat past 7, but I'll just be like, whatever, I missed my window. So, but generally 4 to whatever, but we do occasionally do something where we have to eat lunch. My wife and I will go out. She just popped in the chat. Y'all can say what's happening to my wife, Michelle, down there in the chat. But anyways, I think that sometimes I adjust my window, maybe eat at noon. I've only eaten breakfast one time in the whole entire time I've been doing it. So I would eat though if there was an engagement where I had to eat. So hope that answered your question there. You got to run. All right. Hey, thank you for the love, Carolina. I appreciate you too. And if you guys didn't see it yet or after the thing, go check her out. Her channel's amazing. She's amazing. So hopefully I got that question done there. Yeah, I eat at dinner time. Typically, yeah, she said 4:30. Yeah, that's probably about what time about what time we get rolling. So the advice about not snacking is pure gold. Thanks for the hey, yeah, that's one of the things I think people miss that more than anything with intermittent fasting. And I see it all across the board. I'll see somebody that started their own channel and they're trying to share their journey with you. And they're like, I've been doing intermittent fasting and I'm not losing weight, and they don't understand. And so what happens is, so let's think about it logically. If you eat dinner, you finish at 6 o'clock at night, so you're fasting till 10 in the morning, your body has not even really kicked in autophagy on a 16-hour fast, especially if you're eating carbs. So now you're going into your first meal and your body is just barely learning how to get into body fat burning mode, which is fine. At least it's getting there, right? And so then you sit down to have your first of your two meals and you eat that meal, but your body is immediately then going to make you start to think about eating again. Eating is one of those things where it's like once you do it, you want to do it a little more and a little more. And so if you break the habit of snacking like you did previously in your life, because all of us snacked before we found intermittent fasting, what ends up happening is you start to gain control over when you eat. That's powerful. But that snacking in the middle, you will eat as much in the little period of time between when you have your breakfast and when you have your dinner. You will eat as much as you did previously. You will cram it all in without meaning to do it because you're more hungry in the beginning of intermittent fasting. So you're ultimately still eating the same amount of food. You're just doing it in a 16-hour window instead of a more of a 20, or I don't even know what hour window that would be, or I guess it would be 8. So, but anyways, you guys get the point. So ultimately what ends up happening is you cram in more food during that time. Because of that, you still are going to lose a little bit of weight because now you got into fat burning mode for about 3 or 4 hours before you ate your first meal. So you did burn some body fat. And now you're eating as much food as you always had, but you did burn fat and you're probably not storing as much in the beginning. So you lose 10, 15, 20 pounds doing a 16 and 8 and snacking. And you feel good. You don't feel good. You feel great. You're like, I'm losing weight. Everything's going right. Then you get on the scale and it doesn't move. Then you get on the scale again and it doesn't move. And a couple weeks later, it's still not moving and you're lost and you don't understand. Problem is you haven't created any deficit because you're still eating the same amount of food and your body has adjusted to the 4 hours of burning fat. That remember, the more fat you burn, the closer you get to your normal range, the harder it is to lose the weight. So now you've taken off 25 good solid pounds, but you're in a situation that you cannot do that with. So what you've got to do is by cutting the snacking out in the middle, you've now created a deficit. You're eating like, let's say your calorie limit for the day is going to be like 1,800, which if you don't know how to figure that out, you can go get your TDEE online right now. When we get off this thing, just type it in the top. It'll take you to a calculator, put in your height, your weight, your activity. It's going to pop up and you'll be golden. So let's say that's 1,800 calories that you're going to eat. And that allows you to be at calorie maintenance. But now because you are spreading that spot out in the middle, you would have been gaining another 500 calories in snacks. And so now you've put yourself in a 500 calorie deficit. And then you add walking into that. Now you've got yourself a golden 1 pound, maybe 2 pounds a week of fat burning. So it's super important, I believe, to never snack in between. Your options are, if you want to lose weight, 16 and 8, 18 and 6, 20 and 4, or OMAD with 2 meals. That's the way that I think you got to do it, man. 2 meals is the max you can do it, and obviously your OMAD is going to be 1. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. If you're going to do 2 meals, no snacking. Don't do it. Keep yourself in that little bit of a deficit there. So You've been doing 2 meals too. Keep grinding, man. That's what we all have to do is keep grinding. So you said you had, so are you totally cured? I mean, you are not on any medicines for high blood pressure. No, no meds at all. I had high blood pressure my whole life. I take zero meds for it. My blood pressure, like I said, is about 110/60, between 62 and 68. So yeah, no, my blood pressure is on point. I take no meds for anything. One other quick note, to say that as 31 people here, that's amazing, guys. Hit that like button if you could for me, peeps. But one of the amazing things about what we were just talking about the blood pressure and the meds, is not only am I not on any medicine, but I'm off of my Percocet, which I needed for my knee. So I was taking Percocet not every single day, but anytime I had to walk too much. Now I'm obviously walking 15,000 steps a day. So that's good. But I was taking Percocet probably 3 times a week, maybe 4 times a week. And now I take zero Percocet. So yeah, that is funny. Funny. Yeah, she's the wife, man. So I appreciate you. Yeah, no, I'm on no meds at all. I don't take any at all, which is definitely the place you want to be. Thanks for whoever hit that like button and went from 19 to 20. Appreciate you. You've been talking a while about OMAD leading to free time. You weren't kidding. Yeah, no, look, timing, man. Timing is perfect. Good name, too. Look, OMAD does lead you to having time. I mean, I'm telling you, I was the busiest person in the world, when I was overweight. And now I have free time. It's the strangest thing in the world, but I have free time now, and I've added 15,000 steps a day and a YouTube channel, and I still have more time than I ever had before. There is no doubt we waste time eating, and we do it all of the time. And another thing, we cover our emotions with eating. I don't know if you guys can turn it up in the chat over there if you want to talk about it, but we take situations where we don't deal with them, and then we let them fester because we're able to eat food and it makes us feel better. Food gives you dopamine, and dopamine makes you feel high and happy. And when you're feeling high and happy, it's an addiction, right? And so when you don't have that in your moments of stress, what ends up happening is you have to deal with your issues. And dealing with your issues is not an easy thing. Dealing with your issues is very difficult, especially if we've been eating our issues our whole life. And so out of nowhere, I appreciate you guys hitting the like, by the way. Out of nowhere, you get to a place in your life where you're able to confront your emotional issues as you go through your day. And when you start doing that, man, that's helpful. So let's just take a moment to think about this. OMAD is going to give you more time. I'm going to do a video. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to post it on Sunday. I'm working the script right now, but it's on how much money I've personally saved doing OMAD. So I've got a video coming out on that, but you're going to save money. So time, money. Who doesn't want more of those two things? You're going to be healthier. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more willpower, 100%, in your life that's going to carry on past food. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you all the wonderful things that OMAD has done. So, it's just the way that it goes. I truly, truly, truly hope that you guys that are not on OMAD right now that watch my channel, and I encourage all of you, whether it's a 16 and 8 or whatever it is, to keep grinding. But with that said, I think that, there's nothing better than OMAD. OMAD is an amazing place to be. Okay, so what is my take on time off of OMAD? All right, Tyrone, here we go. This is what I think about it. I think that individually, depending on what place you're in, if you want to lose weight as quickly as possible, OMAD is the way to go. And OMAD long-term in that situation is the way to go. I think if losing weight as quickly as possible isn't the goal, maybe maintenance is the goal. Let's say myself, for example, I think if I took a day off of OMAD, I would not gain any weight. I do think that I enjoy OMAD so much, there's no way I would ever take more than a day off of OMAD. But I think that if you want to take a day off of OMAD a week, I think it's going to be okay. And if you're not into, I have to lose 100 pounds in the next year mode, it's okay. If you're like, I got to lose 20 pounds and I want to do it over a year, then missing a day of OMAD's not really gonna do much for you. So taking a day off is fine. And a lot of people that are concerned about their calories. Matter of fact, earlier 08 Dark, you had mentioned something about you were worried about your calories being too low. One day off of OMAD or one day off of intermittent fasting can change that. Remember, calories don't work in a day. We think they do, but they don't work in a day. It's calories over about a week. Science shows that it's about a week of energy before your body gets really into the storage of that week. So you're talking about what you do for a week. That's why 6MAD is so popular, or whatever you want to, whatever I made that up, but eating 6 meals a week, so it's not a day. But in fasting for 48 hours is huge because you're creating a huge deficit by not eating one day. It's why technically the 5-2 method works. The reason people lose weight on a 5-2 is they eat normally on the 5, but there's 2 days of fasting. If you're not eating any calories, that's powerful. And then if you combine 2 days of fasting with a 16-8 or with OMAD or Warrior or whatever, wow, you're really cruising. So if you feel as though, you know what, I am losing too much weight or I might mess with my metabolism, you can easily do OMAD 5 days a week and on the weekends eat normally. And if you can keep a deficit or if you're in maintenance, that might be a good thing for you. Again, referencing back to 6 Miles because I know she does it. So it's the easiest person for me to reference to. Sunday is her day. She does not eat OMAD. She always eats whatever she wants, but on Sunday she'll eat breakfast with her family. They have a big family breakfast. She also eats lunch and dinner on that day. She did say she doesn't try to eat as big a portion as she would eat at her OMAD meal. She spreads kind of an OMAD out throughout the day in that one day, but she does take a day off of OMAD. I think it's a good, it can be a very good idea. All right. I saw you in one of his videos. Yeah. She was definitely, she was in, we did a live. Matter of fact, if you go back through my archives there, you can see Michelle and I did a live together. So you can hear her story. She talks about her part of intermittent fasting and how my impact is done on her and all kinds of good stuff. So you can definitely check that out. Just look for a live with my wife. It's on there. You're currently 4 weeks in. You've lost 15 pounds. You only lost 1 pound in week 3. You're at 415 now. Look, 1 pound isn't far off from what you should be losing. So you probably, being that you're 400, I don't know how tall you are, 415 pounds, you're going to have bigger weeks than most people. So 1 pound is slightly a concern, but I'm going to explain to you guys about a whoosh. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about that, but I've never done a video on it. So let me explain this real quick and then I'll move down the chat a little bit. But what happens to your body is you have a fat cell. If we think about it, everything inside of this cell is filled with fat, right? And so as you lose weight, this cell doesn't go away. It shrinks. It gets smaller, right? But when you first lose weight, your body's like, oh, we're losing weight. This is weird. And you're going and you're going. And then you get to a point, sometimes your body, this cell will start to shrink, but it will replace the fat with water. And it will put water in that cell where the fat was at that time, keeping the cell as big and as heavy, as dense as it always was. And so you can fill that whole fat cell up mainly with water. And you could do that for a couple of weeks because your body is thinking it's going to replace the fat. Your body's trying to put fat on you. So when you can't eat, when you're starving, you'll have something to eat. It's the way our body works. So it's thinking, I got to fill this up with water because we're going to put fat in as soon as we can. And then after a while, you're not giving your body a chance to put the fat in, which is a good thing. You're not giving your body the chance. You're not giving the body a chance. And then out of nowhere, you have a weigh in and it crushes it. Caroline had talked about it in one of her videos too, and I had them too. I had the whole month of September in my journey last year. I didn't lose a pound and I was heartbroken. I didn't know what to do. I thought I was going to be probably it was 210 right back then. Thought I was going to be a 210 forever. And then I had like an 11 or 12 pound weigh-in the 1st of October. It was like, bam. And that's that whoosh effect. Your body finally just says, you know what? Get rid of all the water. You'll sweat it out. You'll pee it out. And boom, you'll have big numbers. So don't panic. If you're doing the right thing and you're hitting intermittent fasting and you're paying attention to your calories, you're doing the right thing. And also earlier you asked me if your deficit was too large. I didn't realize you were 415 pounds. 415 pounds, you can have a much bigger deficit than most people. So don't worry about your deficit. your deficit can be big because you actually have the body fat to compensate for that. So, random video forever ago, nothing serious. Okay. No, I guess she's going to answer the question for you there, but she does OMAD sometimes, but she does an hour of 3 to 5 hours. Yeah, I'd say she's a warrior diet. She does OMAD occasionally, and she has skipped a day of eating too, which is good for all of us to do, is skip one day of eating, every once in a while. It definitely won't kill you. Am I early again or you're late? No, you're late, but you still got me for about probably 10 more minutes. So I appreciate you hopping in. So the warrior diet. Okay. And then, okay, off to OMAD is a great video. I will check out the replay. Yeah, no, OMAD is the way to go for sure. Your wife's stealing my thunder. Hey, look, she's been stealing. Michelle has been stealing my thunder since the day I met her. What can I say? And anybody that's seen my wife, can tell you I lucked out, man. I mean, and the amazing thing is not only is she wonderful, not only does she take care of my family, not only does she do everything that needs to be done that a wife can do, but she's always done it. Even when I was heavy, she supported me 100%. And when I started this OMAD journey, she probably thought I was crazy, but she didn't even question it. She said, no, this is what you want to do. Go do it. And I started losing weight, and then I suckered her into it. She wasn't into it. Matter of fact, she said, I'll never do this. And, a couple months later, she was doing it. So anyways, that's good stuff. But okay, another question for me. You're 35, you're suffering from an anxiety disorder for 10 years. Now you have high blood pressure too. You think OMAD is going to help me make my anxiety worse? Okay. I think that OMAD is going to help your anxiety. I think that OMAD resets hormones and it resets your chemistry altogether. I don't know. I'm not a doctor as far as anxiety and those type of things. They're all obviously things to take very seriously. But I think what OMAD will do is OMAD will get you a serious belief in yourself again. And I think that that's something that I didn't have. And I think that sometimes can be where some of this anxiety comes from, is self-doubt and being hard on yourself. I think we're all incredibly hard on ourselves. We like to beat ourselves up. And I think that when you get OMAD going and you lose weight and you're killing it and you're able to gain control over food for the first time in your life, you become powerful. It becomes almost like a superhero, So, I'm probably going to hang out for about another 7. We're running out of last opportunities. Just to remind you to hit that like button. You got the super chat down below if you feel inclined. I appreciate all of you joining me tonight. I'm going to keep down the chat. But you guys are the best. The Weight Loss Warrior community is amazing. I do want to get a running tab of all of your weight losses. I think it would be epic to have a running tab, not of your name on the thing or whatever, but just a total number of losses, because I don't want to put anybody out there that, doesn't want their name out there. But I just want a total, hey, look, these are the viewers of my channel and how much weight we've lost together. I think that would be amazing. So, yeah, I get long-winded on everything I do, babe. Thanks for noticing. Yeah, no, listen, 08 Dark, you're going to get this done. You're going to get this done because you found the right method, intermittent fasting. You found the answer that the big marketing people don't want you to know. And now all you have to do is come up with a plan and then work the plan. And I think that that's the number one thing that we miss sometimes. But if you're like, this is where my eating window is going to be, and you adjust it when you're not losing, and you fix the things as you go, and you ask questions to people that have had success, don't go worry about, I'm going to hire this coach or that coach if they've never lost weight before. Find people like me that have lost weight, ask us questions. A lot of people want to tell you how to lose weight and they never lost a pound in their life. They go to school for nutrition and they get told a bunch of lies, and then they come spit the lies out of you. And then, bye, Rose. Thank you for joining us. They spit the lies back out at you, and they expect you, to, I don't even know what they expect. But Bottom line is the answer is right here. It's been on this channel and it's on a lot of other channels. You have the answer. Now you just got to grind. You got to not get frustrated at yourself. You got to keep encouraging yourself. You got to find a community. Another thing you can do, and all of you, if you're having hard times and you feel like you need more support than just me, join the Fasting Club Facebook. They're like 10,000 members now. I've been with them since they were about 2,000 members. It's run by a guy named Nurse Eric. He's got a YouTube channel. He doesn't put a lot of time into YouTube. He puts more time into Facebook, but he does have a YouTube channel. He is a nurse. He's a fantastic guy. And in there, you can always ask questions. You have 10,000 people that are all positive. They have to be positive to be a part of it. They're all positive, nice people. They all will be supportive and help you and answer any questions you have. You can also hit me up on Instagram or tweet me. Both of them are taking down fat, same as this channel. I will be more than happy to answer your question. Keep in mind that Instagram does put it over into a folder if I didn't know to follow you. And sometimes I don't see those for a couple of days, so I may not get right back to you on Instagram, but I'll get back as soon as I can. And you can always email me too. So there's many ways to find out if you got a question or wait for one of these lives. I'm going to try to do a live a week. Next Friday is going to be tricky because I'm taking my boys out to Hollow Screams and Busch Gardens. Oh, man, Gabe, you are the man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Gabe, I love Gabe. Gabe's the man. Thank you so much, brother. I'm going next weekend to Busch, so I'm either going to do – you guys can let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll post a poll question. That's what I'll do. I'll post a poll question on the community tab if you guys would rather me do a Thursday night live stream, or if you would rather me do a Saturday live stream or maybe a Sunday live stream. I'll put a couple days up there for next week because Friday I'm going to be occupied, unfortunately, taking the boys out to Hollow Screams, which is an amazing time. I'm going to have a blast with them. They're going to have a friend over. So I don't want to let my children down, so I won't be here this next Friday. But I will do a live at some point, either Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday next week. So you guys let me know what your thoughts are on that. So let me keep rolling on by. Thanks. Motivation, the numbers are driven. I'll go no matter what. Yeah, you just got to keep grinding, my friend. All right. Okay. I've always lost weight with exercise, and having hip surgery, you can't do it. And now you've lost 12 pounds with OMAD. You love it. And there's so many benefits. You're going to get so many more benefits too. And, the same thing happened to me too. I'll give you guys this brief story. I had knee surgery and I couldn't, before I had knee surgery, well, I'd had knee surgeries. My knee was jacked up, but the first time I lost a little bit of weight when my son was 1. And I basically was walking every single day and going lifting weights and spending time in the gym. I would put him in the nursery at the gym. And then my knee just was like, no, you can't do it anymore. And I had to end up having a knee replacement. And then that got me out of it. But the good news is with your hip surgery is going to feel better because of OMAD. And over the course of time, I think you'll be able to get back into exercising. And then you're going to be able to get your body even more weight loss and get you even more where you want to go. Again, Gabe, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. You are the man. Okay, do you eat whatever you want? Yeah, I eat whatever I want. I think you can follow a particular diet. I don't think you have to follow a particular diet. I just eat whatever, it is what it is. I think each one of us is individually different. I do think that I try to make better choices now, and I will continue to try to make better choices moving forward. But in the beginning, I absolutely ate whatever I want. Even when I did a 16 and 8, that's how I found out that this OMAD stuff, that intermittent fasting worked, is we went to Vegas and I ate at a restaurant for lunch and I ate at a restaurant for dinner. I was eating at 12 and 6. The whole time I was in Vegas, I ordered whatever I wanted. And I came home and I didn't gain any weight. And I was like, wow, if you can go that far, you are just, you're doing insane. So how do you get over weight loss plateaus? Okay, number one thing you're going to do to get over weight loss plateau is shrink your window. If your window is shrunk already. Number 2 thing, add a 48-hour fast in once a week. Number 3 thing, start walking or moving. If you're already doing all 3 of those things, you can try to add weight training, which may initially gain some weight higher because you're building muscle, but you will start dropping. You can cut back a little bit on carbohydrates. I don't think you have to, but you can. And you got to keep in mind that if you do it day in and day out, you can have the whoosh effect, which I talked about earlier, and your body can just release it because you are still losing weight. One thing, Lafayette, to think about is do your measurements, because the month of September, I didn't see any movement in the scale when I was on my journey, but I did see inches lost, which kept me going because I was pretty heartbroken last September. So understand that you can still be losing inches and your body's just retaining water, and it'll wash. Hey, thanks, Lloyd. I appreciate you. Reply so you can go on Chris James's channel. Reply, Dale. I don't know exactly what you mean. I was on his channel. I did an interview with him. I would love to do more interviews with him. I believe it. So if I'm missing something, let me know and I will hit them up. You know, if did they reply from Twitter or Instagram, or where is this person reaching out to me? I'm ready to go. So yeah, add some extra steps definitely helps out. Okay, I'm doing OMAD during the week, and you're at a calorie limit of 1,200 lately. You think they're stressing you? Do you think that stress? You eat more. What can I do? You know, look, if you're eating OMAD, I don't think you're going to have Blue. I don't think you're going to have too much of an issue to sweat if you go over your calorie limit a little bit, because you're taking so much time during the day to burn fat. One thing I would suggest is get some kind of, if you're eating a little bit too much, get some kind of exercise before you eat. So let's say you're eating at 5 o'clock at night, go on a walk. If you normally eat right when you get home before you start the food and all that stuff, go on a walk, do some cardio, go to the gym. If you can get a workout in right before you eat, you are going to be jumping really deep into fat burning mode, and that is going to in turn kick in and you're going to be killing it. So I think those are some things you might be able to do. Hopefully that was helpful. Should you do keto? My question to you would be, do you do keto already? Have you been doing keto? And do you like the foods that keto offers? If you answered yes to all three of those, heck yeah, do keto. If you've never done keto before and you don't want to do keto, it's not necessary. If you feel like you want to get a faster result, keto can get you there. Keep in mind, though, that if you do keto and you come off of keto, you're going to gain weight automatically because your body's going to start holding on to sugars, because your body carries in reserve glycogen and it carries it all over your body. And the minute you quit keto, you're going to resupply your body with glycogen and your body's going to carry that. So your weight will shoot up. So if you do keto for a month just to lose, like, let's say 5 pounds, you lose the 5 pounds, then you're going to gain the 5 pounds right back once you start eating the sugar. So keep that in mind about where you want to go with it. Keto is not necessary, but if you enjoy keto foods and you want to burn weight quicker, I think keto is fine. I think it's definitely something you can do. OMAD before bed. Okay, so that's something that I can do a separate video on too sometime. But does timing matter? And the answer to that, so they're saying they eat right before they go to bed. Is that a bad thing? Look, you get different people say different things about it. The one thing that I want you to remember, though, is that right now there's no science that says that the timing matters. If you want to eat breakfast, and I mean actual breakfast in the morning when you wake up. If you want to eat before you go to bed, go do it. And there is a benefit to doing it before bed, and the fact that you can work out before you go to sleep and you can get some fat burning there. But there is one thing to think about. Your body does heal during sleep more than any other time of the day. So when you're passed out, your body is going to heal you. So when you eat, though, your body has to digest food, and that takes up most of its energy. So if you're eating right before you sleep and you have inflammation issues, if you have some kind of injury, your body's not going to get to healing that as strongly as it would if you were to have eaten your meal earlier and allowed it to digest before you went to bed. That's the only thing, the negative about eating at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, if that's your only one meal. One thing you can think of too is you could do that and come off of that when you're injured, or do that and come off of that every once in a while just to make sure you're healing any issues you didn't know were going on in your body too, because OMAD's going to heal up things you didn't even know were wrong with you. So, all right, Riddle, listen up, everybody. I am a wrestling coach. OMAD is easy. Wrestling is brutal. My son always says football practice. It's a walk apart. Hey, no, wrestling is super brutal. It's amazing. Matter of fact, wrestling season's coming up. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for mentioning that I coach wrestling. I've been a wrestling coach for 20 years. So this OMAD coaching or this YouTube channel and kind of being a coach, thinking about putting together coaching programs down the line, it sometimes comes natural. I love being a coach. I love helping people. That's what I'm in it for. Hey, good morning. Where are you at, man? Woo. You must be on the other side of the world. It's nighttime for me, my friend. So that's awesome that you're joining me. Where are you joining me from this late? So, okay, OMAD historically, OMAD is historically based. It's always been done. Absolutely. No, OMAD is always, look, think of it this way. Even if you don't think that they sit down for one meal, right? If you were out there, you know, we had to go hunt. We had to go look for the food. We're sitting in bushes looking for food, you know, and we get a kill. We feast on that food. When do we get our next kill? Put on Naked and Afraid. With all the technology and knowledge that people have today on Naked and Afraid, how often do they eat? You know, you don't get to eat that often when you're running around in the wild. So they went long periods of time. That is why intermittent fasting works, my friend. Intermittent fasting works because for the history of the world, we have never eaten 3 meals. We have never eaten as much as we eat in the world today. We are marketed food because it makes people money. And making people money is what this world's all about. I'll take 2 seconds to ask you this one question. The combustible engine, when did it get invented? The combustible engine got invented sometime in the 1800s, late 1800s, and it hasn't really changed to this day. We still run all of our cars on it. Do you think that there's not a better way to run a car? Of course there is. Of course people have invented it. Of course there's ways to run energy free and all kinds of things to get a car going. But we can't get one going because somebody is making money and they won't allow it to happen. Food industry is the same way. Intermittent fasting is on the back burner. They're not going to, the doctors and they're not going to get taught the right things because people are making money. We evolved to eat less often, and that is why we are sick. And there's no secret that we're sicker right now in this world than anything else. 300,000 people a year die of diabetes. 300,000 people a year die of obesity. That's 600,000 right there. Then you add the 1.9 million that die of heart disease. And it's not very hard to see that, by the way, our gun deaths are 20,000. So it's not very hard to see that our health and the way we eat is wrong. It's been wrong. And intermittent fasting fixes that. So I think that, you know, I don't know if that's what you were looking for, but I went on a little bit of a rant. I apologize, but it's good information for you guys to have. So I threw it out there. All right, you're closer to your bedtime, much less food. OMAD in the morning. Oh, eating in the morning. Yeah, no. Hey, look, OMAD, my uncle, which was on earlier, he's probably gone now. He eats breakfast. Like he eats at 7 in the morning, and he that's what he likes to eat. He feels better that way. I don't think it matters if that's the way you do it. Do it. You know, you're good to go. It's 7 a.m. there. Well, I hope you're enjoying your breakfast, my friend. So tell us where you're at before we get rolling too, and say, are there anything you can drink to keep you satisfied before OMAD? Okay, here's an important question over here, and the answer. A lot of people are going to tell you a lot of different things. You can turn to one channel and they're going to tell you something. You can turn to another channel, they're going to tell you something else. So there is people that say that they call it a dirty fast when you're drinking like Zevias or calorie-free sodas or whatever, right? They call that a dirty fast and they say it's not good for you. And then there's a group that says go ahead and do whatever. Here's the thing. If you drink a 0-calorie soda, there is a small chance in tests and scientific studies that your blood sugar moves. And so if your blood sugar moves, you've stopped your fast and you've put yourself in a situation where you're no longer burning fat, and that's obviously awful. But the percentage is something like 1%. So 1 out of 100 people have that problem. And so the best thing is to just see if you're losing weight. If you are losing weight and you're doing OMAD and you're drinking diet soda during the day, it's not affecting your blood sugar. So if you need to drink something like a Zevia, you're good to go. Here's the one thing that a lot of people don't know, though, is what is actually bad in a Pepsi Max or a Coke Zero is the coloring of the drink. The acid that's in it isn't really that bad for you. It's easy to overcome. The coloring in the drink is not good for your system. But this is what I'm going to try to say now. If that helps you get through OMAD, do it. Do it till you don't need it anymore. If that gets you through OMAD, that little bit of coloring that's in that drink is going to have a small effect on you that the 23 hours is going to be able to fix. You're going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Do what you have to do to eat one meal. The same thing. Look, if you put creamer in your coffee, you're going to break your fast. Yes, you are. But if that gets you going until you can get over it, put the creamer in the coffee. You're eventually going to hit a plateau and get frustrated, and you've had all this progress, and you'll get rid of the creamer. But in the beginning, do what you have to do to get in the swing of OMAD. 100%. You like doing OMAD breakfast, you've lost 2.5 pounds in a week. That's amazing. Look, 2.5 pounds is great. Don't get frustrated if it slows a little bit, but 2.5 pounds in your first week, that's good stuff. Make sure, you're logging your inches now too, man. Don't just do your weight. Oh, that's kilograms. Wow, that's a lot of weight. 2.5 kilograms is a lot. Good job. It will slow down. Keep in mind that you need to log your inches because you are going to hit times when you hit a bit of a plateau. And you're from India. That's awesome. Thanks for joining me all the way from India. Switching to breakfast is often a good way to break plateaus. That's true too. And another thing you could actually do, a lot of people don't talk about this, but you could do OMAD breakfast on Monday, dinner on Tuesday, breakfast on Wednesday, dinner on Thursday. And some people would say, oh no, your fast is too short when you're doing the dinner and breakfast, but you're getting a huge fast on the other end of it. And you're going to burn way more fat because of the huge fast. So even doing that once a week, like say Wednesday's breakfast day, and so you eat on your dinner on Thursday, and then on Tuesday, and then Wednesday you're eating breakfast. That can swing you, man. It really can. So, I don't think there's a problem in moving it. As long as you're eating once, I don't think it matters what time you do. Like I said, you shorten your fast on one side, you lengthen your fast on the other. It's 6 o'clock there, 6:40 a.m. Wow, where are you at, man? You guys are hitting me up from all over the world. That's amazing. So, breakfast is difficult. Entire day, it's easier to digest your food. Absolutely. No, and you can get a workout in later, and that'll burn through the rest of whatever glycogen you put in, and you get in the fat burning mode. It'll really help in your sleep at night because your body will really get a chance to heal, which is amazing too. So, I think that's cool. Oh, you're in India too, man. Man, more power to my Indian peeps today. All right, guys. One thing I want to say before I get out of here is, again, special thanks to Gabe for super chatting. Gabe, I appreciate you, man. That's 2 weeks in a row. I want to get a super chat Hall of Fame and throw my man Gabe and my man Noah in there and everybody else that supports the channel in that way. Guys, I'm going to put a poll up about next week's live. You guys let me know what day you want me to go live. And don't feel bad about sending me questions beforehand. Say, hey, could you address this in your live? I will address it. I have no problems at all answering every one of your questions. So hopefully I got to everybody in the chat. It's hard to keep track of that sometimes. But keep in mind that poll will be coming probably tomorrow. I'll put it up, and we'll figure out what day to do the live next week. And I'm going to continue to try to put out a live a week. I love being with you guys today. 32 people here right now supporting me. I appreciate it. If a few of you could smash that like button, I would truly appreciate it too. If you're watching the replay, my face is going to pop up, man. Make sure you click on it and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I need all the support I can to grow this channel and help as many people as I can. So I appreciate all of you. So, all right, no problem. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad I could help, and I hope that I helped all of you guys. And look, Rose, you made it to the end. Rose, you're the best. All right, so you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I will catch you next week. Make sure you hit me up. Bye, Keto Odyssey. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit my poll up. Make sure you guys let me know what night is good for you so I have the right day and I can get as many people in here asking me questions as possible. I will try to keep up the good work. You keep watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.